The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, enter Doki Doki mode.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan, the podcast where we have to register as sex offenders after playing certain games. I am your host, Caleb Schweiss.
Caleb Craig.
Name withheld for various reasons.
And today
I'm the only one that doesn't have to register as a sex offender, so it's
True,
fine.
yeah.
Why? Why would you?
You know why he would nominate this. He seems to feel like you're to blame for something in the past.
Yeah, it was good. It's good stuff.
What did you even try to punish Cameron with? What did he do
It was
to you?
for Alice.
It was for Alice.
Oh, okay. What
Because
about...
somehow he misconstrues where the blame lies. Not with the person who fucking nominates the game, no.
Cam, if you nominate a shit game,
Not the
people are going
not the
to
listener who
fucking
provided
vote
it.
for those shit games.
No.
Caleb, you
Yes.
bought that game years and years ago.
I bought the sequel because it had a decent Metacritic score, and I was told it was a good game.
And the DLC, which was the first
the DLC
game.
came for, and I honestly didn't even know it was on there.
I know you didn't. We almost had to buy it for PC
Yeah,
until I checked.
we probably should have played it on PC.
I don't know about that. I don't think that would have been very good.
It might have been less painful, less hurtful.
Do you actually believe that, or
No, not really.
okay? Because I think it'd be worse on the PC. I think it'd be
Even
so
Schweiss
bad.
said Alice wasn't that bad.
Well, no, you didn't play it. You don't know. Schweiss is only saying that because
Cameron,
I've played
was
games,
angry.
Craig, that you've hated and had a hard time with, and it was just okay for me, like Bounty Hunter.
Don't fucking bring up Bounty Hunter because you did not have the same experience anyway.
That's what I was saying. That's just exactly what I said. I
Yeah.
play these same games as you.
Cameron, you should just take the PS3 and play through Alice this week, and then just come back and be like, "Yeah, I beat it in a sitting." You know, like make us both really mad.
Yeah.
It's like talking to Cameron about Dark Souls 1. I'm like, "Oh man, I'm stuck on this guy," and then Cameron's New Game Plus, drunk, just like hammering this guy's like, "Oh, third try, but I got him."
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
I mean, New Game Plus means I have all my weapons all the way maxed and whatnot, and they just barely increase the difficulty a little bit.
Oh, really? It's
So-
not
so
like with
far.
Bloodborne where it's like, guess what? They're the same level as you now. You're basically level 1.
Well, I think it's the same idea where the enemy is, harder, but then you're number one, you're better, and number two, you are still stronger yourself. But yeah, I fucked up the gargoyle demons pretty easy. The gargoyle fight.
Yeah, there was one time where the guy I was blocking the flame and it pushed me off the ledge. There was another time where I just got dive bombed. No, they both did the flame thing, and it was.
I think
instant death.
I either 4 or 5 shot the Taurus demon, the guy on the bridge. I run into the fight. I use Sunlight Blade on my +10 mace, and I just roll over to him, and then just do the strafe around a few times and just smack him with the double-handed attack. Destroyed him.
I
It's
think
like
that was
600
a-
plus damage each time.
I think that was a 2, but he jumped off the ledge with me.
Yeah, I saw that clip. That's super lame.
He pushed me and then he chased me.
And it
He
gave
wanted
it
to
to
make
you.
sure the deed was done, and yeah, he gave it to me. It was
Goddamn.
like victory achieved. You are dead.
No, for me, for some reason, this
I
Dark
think it was the
Souls,
opposite. I was
this
like,
Dark Souls
"You are
remastered
dead,
was
victory
the
achieved."
smoothest Dark Souls experience for me, as in being able to fight bosses. And
I think
move
you're
through the
crazy,
game.
but although I sucked at 3 too. So
The tactics, though, like I said, this Dark Souls, the main tactic to fight bosses is to strafe behind them, hit them, dodge, strafe behind, hit, dodge, and that's you just rinse and repeat.
yeah, the guys going up to Blighttown, you know those big bastards in the cave. Those guys
yeah.
are way easy. You just do the same exact thing, and then you visceral attack them until they're dead.
I know exactly who you're talking about, the guys who shove you.
Yeah, everything in Blighttown is easy until
I
they
hate Blighttown.
until they cast like filth or whatever on you, poison. Or...
I think Blighttown was my least favorite area, just because there's a lot of nooks and crannies to go to in there.
Yeah,
And then down at the bottom of Blighttown, you have that swamp, which then leads to a few areas, but then you have the giant tree, which leads you... Okay, yeah, you'll get there.
I will, maybe. I hope I am able to beat it. So as of right now, our plan for the beginning of the year, we're going to have the Nude Clan Awards next time for best episode, worst episode, best rant, all of that all those goodies. I'm going to put a place up on the forums for real this time. You guys can nominate those, then we'll start the polling. I'm going to cobble together a best of Nude Clan episode too. It's just going to be like the best clips that I found thus far through my re-listen of 2017 or 2018 Nude Clan episodes, and hopefully I'll be able to get through 7 or 8 more episodes before I do that. We're going to do that, and then Red Dead Redemption 2 barely edged out Pokemon Let's Go on the recent poll, so that will be our next Uber game due in 7 weeks. So stay tuned for that. I am done with the game, of course, and these two, Caleb's pretty early, and Cameron has yet to buy it.
Yep.
So
it'll probably be on sale at some point.
Yeah, looking forward.
It's like $10 off right now.
Looking forward to play some online with you guys. I think we should mess around with that before we do the review.
The online has its own separate storyline, which is interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how deep that goes, though, before it just lets you free roam. I'm not sure yet.
There's like an hour of tutorial. No, it's less than that. It's like maybe half hour of tutorial, and then it's like you can do whatever.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yep.
There's like a little... I guess it was on your computer like shaking. Yeah. That was a good rendition of it. Nobody thinks so? Okay.
I didn't hear it. So
it's beyond Craig's hearing level.
It's half blind and half deaf, Craig, so...
Yeah. So that's what the plan is right now. We're probably going to play a couple games that you guys have gifted us over the years as well to sort of fill in the gaps as we decide what we're going to do with next year's lineup for us. The one thing that's set in stone is the Uber game being where it is. Everything else is kind of up in the air. But we'll make sure you guys still have some content. There are a couple indie games that Craig and I know want to play. Probably some more stuff from Supergiant Games. And we'll get into more of that as it unfolds. But today, as you all know, we are here to review Galgun Double Peace. So stay tuned for that. Before we dive into a couple questions and then the review, make sure you give us a sweet, sweet follow on Twitter at Nude Clan Podcast for the show. I am at UFF Podcast.
I'm at Obsidian Boss.
I'm at Nude Clan Cam. We're about to use...
I don't know what it is. Nude Clan Podcast, probably, because I'm like usually the one doing it.
Yeah. You can follow the show on Facebook by typing in Nude Clan Podcast. It's Nude spelled N-E-W-D. You can go to our website, leave us questions, leave us reviews, leave us whatever you want at nudeclan.net. You can also use that to go through and purchase all your items on Amazon. We get a small kickback when you do so. It doesn't cost you a thing. You can donate to us through PayPal there. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/nudeclangaming. There's a lot of great rewards. You can mail us shit if you want to give us gifts, which is the next thing we're going to do, is open up a gift from our good friend, Angry Ass Black Dude. On Twitter, he reached out and said he had a few things he wanted to get off of his chest, and he did that through Skype, and then also sent us a few gifts. So we're gonna wait till Caleb
struggles this package open,
fights his way through.
Okay, I am using a key to open.
I don't know why. It's not like he doesn't have
tape.
Some scissors over there or a knife over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's too late.
I kind of did ask Schweiss to grab some scissors before we started this, and then he was like, we'll get it open. And then, I'm getting it open with my key.
Here, we're going to have a man step over there. Oh, Cameron's not going to man it up. He's going to go get a knife. All right, the box is halfway open, 50% complete. Caleb's too proud. Oh, no, his pride has left him. He takes the knife. Cutting.
Smarter, not harder.
Cutting. Not cutting. Okay, cutting again. All right, the cut seems to have not really done much.
Well, he didn't cut it all the way through. Oh, God, don't bleed over the package. There we go. Now put the okay.
Stop bleeding.
Sizable package from Angry Ass Black Dude. Not quite as big as one would expect,
All right,
but whatever.
No, put it down. There you go.
All right, the package is open. I love how he addressed it to me, and he told me on Twitter, he's like, I'm not going to write Nude Clan on this box. Got some Christmas wrapping paper to pad the...
What did he write on it?
All right,
goodies.
looks like
Oh
there's
my
a
God.
gift for Cam Cam.
We got specific gifts. You know, I didn't get shit for Christmas, basically, this year, so this is
Wait.
exciting.
He has he's written a letter on the packaging that Caleb put a hole through. So
I
he
did
wants
not
us to read
put a
it
hole
first.
through anything.
Did he write us a note on the... Oh, my God,
He
he
wrote
did.
us a note on wrapping
All right,
paper.
here's
That's
a gift for
an
UFF.
an excellent use of wrapping paper.
It really is, yeah. This guy, you could tell he's from California because he's recycling this wrapping paper. It probably held his
gift
kid's
for myself.
toy.
Yeah. Individually wrapped presents. That's awesome.
I know. What a treat.
So as soon as Craig's done distributing the gifts, I'll read the note.
You got to check every piece of paper in here to make sure there's no other writing.
All right, to Nude Clan. I hope the season finds you well and your right nuts are not itchy. Kwanzaa greetings from a black man who's bitchy. Nah, nobody celebrates that shit. I was just kidding, but this isn't a joke, Craig. Show me dim titties. Sorry, I'm ruining his flow because, honestly, handwriting.
I mean, okay, if you want me to show you my titties, I totally will.
Let me see if I
I'm
can do
not
better.
against that.
Nah, nobody celebrates that shit. I was just kidding. But this isn't a joke, Craig. Show me dim titties. I send you these gifts with a cold winter's night. But if you need warmth, don't seek a light. Just heed an angry black dude from California's advice. Get your dick sucked by a fat girl not once, homies, but twice. Then you'll know the true meaning of Christmas. This has been Angry Black, and then you'll know the true meaning of Christmas. This has been Angry Ass Black Dude. Peace out, bitches. P.S. There's 2 UFF gifts, but Schweiss keeps them both unless Joe can find and buy him a bottle of Blind Pig or Pliny the Elder and get it to him somehow. Oh, and I swear I wasn't drunk when I wrapped the presents. I just kind of suck at this. Angry Ass Black Dude from California. And a little stick figure with an awesome large fro.
Nice.
Shitty black power fist.
Nice.
You might not have been drunk when rapping, but it took me a second to read some of that.
You think he was drunk when he wrote the message?
Either that or he just wrote it on a pillow. He put the wrapping paper on a pillow and decided to write on that.
Fuck it. I'll just do it here.
No, thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Let's see what we got in here.
All right, you open yours first, Schweiss, since you have 2 for UFF.
We need to go put this in a poster and hang it up on the wall somewhere.
Fuck yeah.
All right, unraveling it. It's very much wrapped.
Very much wrapped.
Oh man, is this like an OG FF4 thing here? Is this what the Famicom looks like? Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
This is a Super Famicom cassette of Final Fantasy IV.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Go nicely with your collection.
Yeah, thank you. That's pro. All right, Craig, you go now. You go next. We'll go around the table.
Try not to put a hole in his gift.
Yeah, try not to ruin it.
Just rip around it. It's fine.
All right, he's unraveling it. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Oh. I got a copy of Dragon Quest IV.
Oh, cool.
Holy shit! On what the fuck is that?
I'm not sure what system this is. But yeah, that's fucking sweet.
So the FF4 and the Dragon Quest 4. Which one's better, Caleb?
Dragon Quest IV.
You think so?
It's a fantastic game.
I have a sinking suspicion of what this might be.
But I do really like Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, no, he just got me a copy of Metal Gear Solid, the HD collection.
Oh, nice.
For the PS3.
That is the
Oh.
best
Yeah.
gift here. That's a good collection right there.
The best gift here, Schweiss.
He wants
I mean,
me
well,
to,
no, the rarest gifts are ours.
He wants me to get
certainly.
started on that shit.
Oh, that is...
Did you not play one with us?
I've not played a single Metal Gear Solid game.
Oh.
I think he has rapping that's just rapping.
Yeah.
It's just a rap.
Yep.
All right, let's get that out of here. We got one more. I assume that's the one for UFF. Oh, no, wait. This one's labeled UFF, too.
I think, yeah. It was
Okay,
for
I'm gonna-
both you and Joe, and if
I'm
Joe
going to
can't...
break this thing if I keep this shit up. All right. Oh, fuck.
He's just going to drop it.
All right, the second gift is... Oh, man. Final Fantasy VI for the Famicom. Or wait, no, this would be Super Nintendo, wouldn't it? It looks the same. Why do they oddly look the same? Huh. That was on the Super NES, though.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. You know, the crazy thing is Joe is the only one that's actually able to play these because he's the one that we bought a fucking Retron for. So we could play these at some point if
Does
we
he
got
play
it.
Does it play the Famicom games?
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it plays all of
Well,
those.
that's still super cool, though.
Yeah, these are awesome little collectibles.
They're going to be in Japanese, though, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably figure it out, right?
I've played Dragon Quest IV before. I can figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so
This looks
much
cool.
for your heartfelt
Wait,
gift.
this is is it Sega? Feels like a Sega cartridge.
I don't know. I feel like I should say somewhere, but it looks familiar.
I feel like I should know what it is, and I'm sad that I don't.
Yeah, we're just too used to discs now. It's the way, man. It's the way of the
Well,
future.
I know what the
Unless you have a
Nintendo
Switch.
stuff looks like, but I don't know what the Japanese versions.
Yeah, that's fair. So thanks a bunch, man. We got some great games here. Cameron, you don't even have a PS3 though.
I don't, but I have friends who do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, us? Yeah.
So I'll be able to play it if the time comes. Like we said, we're going to have to start playing more of the games that were gifted to us. So, I mean, which Metal Gear did we review again?
One. We
The
reviewed
first
the first one.
Well, it looks like I got Metal Gear Solid 2 ready to go. So,
Isn't that 2, 3, and Peace Walker?
yep,
Isn't that what it is? Okay.
yep. So,
Peace Walker is basically Metal Gear Solid 5, from what I've heard.
Dragon Quest IV was originally released for the Famicom on February 11th, 1990.
So just a different case?
No, I think
Um,
that's Super Famicom, and that must be just the OG Famicom.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would be Super Famicom. Both of those were Super Famicom, which is the Super NES, basically.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Wow.
They're just rounded, which is weird.
So it is the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Same thing they just called it the Famicom over there.
Yeah.
That's right. How could I
and
forget
they changed the
the way it looks?
yeah,
I kind of like these more.
the rounded ones.
Kind of, yeah. The Super NES...
Kind of makes them look like the N64 cartridges.
It sort of does, yeah. They look much newer than the Super NES.
Yeah, so it was only released on the Famicom and NES when it was first released, so that's what we're looking at right here.
Nice. Very nice. Well, thank you for bringing some culture to our nude clan here with these older games. I'm excited to put this up on a shelf and look at it from time to time.
yeah.
As I do with all of the Final Fantasies I have up there and Sarah's Garter Belt. It's good times.
Why do you still have that?
Why not, man? Why not? I need more of them. I need the collection of garters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nude Clan Garter collection, plus Sarah and Cody Chronicles.
What if you don't catch the garter?
Then I will get it anyway.
What if some little kid gets it? You just gonna like beat the shit out of him?
No,
Get
I'll just like do a little low swipe kick trip thing and then pull it out of his hands when he's laying on the ground. Like something straight out of Mortal Kombat. He
just lay out some kid for the fucking garter belt.
yeah. I have to have them all. Got to catch them all, you know.
I
Got
guess
him
back, dude. You
on.
left the sticker on.
Oh, nice. Dude, yeah, you got to play those. Those are great games.
Yeah.
At least 2 of them are. I don't know about Peace Walker. I never played that one, but Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are pretty goddamn good. And now we can partner up and play them.
Yes.
And review
Let's do
them.
it.
Yeah. Sweet. So thank you very much for the gifts. Greg, got a couple questions for us?
I do have a couple questions.
I know we said we weren't going to do these on reviews just to get to the review, but I feel like we're not going to. There's only so much you can talk about with Galga and Double Peace, so...
Oh, I mean, we could have taken different routes, so we could discuss the differences in that.
We could have, but we didn't.
Damn it.
I guess it was a little different, but...
God damn it.
All right, so the first question is from Jake, and it's a would you rather. He says, would you rather have sex with Scarlett Johansson's face with Rosie O'Donnell's body, or Rosie's face with Scarlett's body?
I would rather have sex with
Butterface.
Scarlett Johansson's face and Rosie O'Donnell's body. Oh wait, no, I don't know. God, when I put it that way,
So I think it's worded a little clunkily. You're not having sex with Scarlett Johansson's face. You're having sex with Rosie O'Donnell's body, but get to look at Scarlett Johansson's face. Is what it's.
Just don't look down. It's like a scared man like walking in heights. He's like, just don't look down. Just don't look down.
Okay, but whose brain is in each body?
I assume all of the qualities of Scarlett Johansson's head are present, so she would speak like Scarlett Johansson.
So would she still be in her body then, just with Rosie's face?
That's a good question. Because, like, who am I actually having sex with here? Because if it's Rosie O'Donnell, I don't think I want that.
That plays probably the biggest role in what I'm going to choose.
Not enough information to answer this question, guys. Got to move on.
All right, I'm going to say the brains are in the body still, just with
in the body, not in the head.
Not in the head? That makes no sense.
In the head.
My
yeah,
brain
but it's
is in my stomach.
They did the face-off thing where they changed faces.
Okay, it's a face-off.
Yeah.
Off.
Okay, so we're actually, I would actually have slept with Rosie O'Donnell then.
Yeah. If that's the case, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I know.
I can't do that. I can't have that.
I'm gonna go with Scarlett Johansson, body, and then just yeah.
Rosie's face. Oh, but did you ever live with yourself?
But I mean, Scarlett would still be in there.
She would know. All right, I think I might have to go with that. I'd probably just do both just to be safe.
You do.
Yeah. Just to make sure I got the best of both, the best and worst of both worlds.
God.
Can I do both, please?
Can I go again?
Let's just do it at the same time.
Yeah, I got it in me. I got one more. Oh, can you imagine that? Like, tagging one and then, like, the face of it is on the other person's body looking at you? It would be so fucking, like, crazy. Like something out of some fucked up horror film.
Oh,
like, do you want me to play with your balls? And it's the face of the one you're currently fucking just talking to you with a different body. God. All right.
Game.
I'm gonna have to go with Scarlett Johansson's body.
You think you could handle the face, but not the body?
There was no requirement to have my eyes open.
That's true, yeah, and you don't have to be looking at the face necessarily.
Could be in the dark too. You never know.
Yeah, there are a lot of
being able to feel,
that.
with your hands would be nice. So
yeah, I mean there would be more to feel the other way around. But but I mean, you'd know. Your hands don't lie. Your eyes can deceive you, but can your feel? Like some of your senses can be deceived and tricked, but I don't think the feel is.
And
one
if we're
of
going
those.
with the face-off option rather than the actual head swap option, I think I would prefer Scarlett Johansson because that's still Scarlett Johansson. She's just wearing Rosie O'Donnell's face.
Yeah.
So that's what I would prefer.
Yeah.
Also, that would be a weird face-off.
That would be
like,
an
spoof
incredibly
movie.
weird face.
It's like, wow, you got thick like fast. Like, I mean, I hate to be rude, but what the hell happened since yesterday when I saw you last?
These questions.
It makes sense with Travolta and Cage because they're like similar-ish.
Are they?
More so than Rosie O'Donnell and Scarlett Johansson at the very least. I honestly,
I don't know if I could agree with that.
I just watched the movie Carrie, and that's like one of fucking Travolta's first movies. And the thing I said when I finished watching that, I was like, the acting was pretty good, except John Travolta. He was terrible in this movie. He was the only one that was like super over the top, and I was like,
He's never not over the top.
yeah, it was just, I don't know, it just felt so hammy, like so bad. I mean, I don't think he's terrible, but I'm like, man, maybe.
I think the only movie he's truly decent in is Grease.
What about like Pulp Fiction? He's fine in that.
Yeah, I guess Pulp
He
Fiction.
gets owned. I mean,
But I mean, that one's kind of like a comedy, so it like kind of plays to him a little bit.
yeah. I think that Carrie was like a couple years before Grease, which was like his big breakout. But
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe Face Off is just a really stupid idea then. Maybe it's not as awesome as I think it is.
It is really not. Yeah, you know.
Shit. Okay, cool. What do we got? What else do we have?
All right, the next one is from Thy Death Sword. He says, which Dark Souls 3 boss would each of you identify as?
Jeez.
Okay, which Dark Souls 3 boss would we each of us identify as?
Yeah.
And like, what does that even mean? Identify as? Like, what are we?
I don't know. Which one do you like most relate to?
I'm gonna have to go Nameless King.
Of course you would.
Closely identify with the Nameless King.
Yeah, Dragon Mount. I'm the actual king here, even if not
No.
King Hog. I'm like, it's like Craig is King Hog, but I'm the man behind the curtain in Wizard of Oz, pulling all the strings. You know.
Yeah, that's a bunch of
And that's why I'm the Nameless King. I don't have a name because no one knows I exist except for Dorothy.
Are you sure you don't identify as Deacons of the Deep?
Yeah. Where are you kids?
Deacons of the Deep Ass.
Are we talking
I think
main
Joe would
bosses or
identify.
optional
I think
bosses?
Joe, if he were here, would identify as Abyss Watchers because you can let them kill
Abyss
each other
Watchers.
in the very first part, so you can Joe core it. But then he gets a flaming sword and fucks you hard. If you're me,
Craig would identify as the dancer.
The Dancer?
Yeah.
Why the Dancer?
lithe body just contorting in the night, the beautiful gown flowing in the wind.
It's either that or the Ent boss.
The Ent.
No.
Oh God, the tree.
The tree was super easy for me.
It wasn't that bad.
Are you?
No, I'm totally Pontiff Sullivan.
I was going to say Pond of Sullivan, you little bitch.
Why would you be Pontiff, Craig?
Because he took power, and I reign as king.
You took power from someone who rightfully had power, though. I guess that would work. All right. The Nameless King just allowed it to be because he was off in his optional area where he had to pray to unlock. Just horse shit. That was satisfying when I finally beat that guy, though.
Then
I'll
I
tell
could
you
say
what.
Lorian.
Was. Or Yorm. Yorm's a good one.
Yorm, yeah.
No,
Your
Fort.
Bane. There's just a copy of Galgun sitting in the room, though, and that's how we defeat you. We charge up the Galgun, and then we enter Doki Doki mode on Cameron, and just
Use
Gonna
that-
do a charge
use
shot
that
straight at
fucking-
Doki Doki mode.
Use that pheromone gun.
I bought extra cameras so I can get all the angles. Don't worry.
yeah.
Ooh.
I came prepared.
Oh man.
Roll 1d6 for Doki Doki. Should make a Galgun campaign on D&D.
No.
That'd be super fun.
How would even? I mean, I guess you could use that story as the framework.
You could, yeah. You'd make it all work.
Just make it like a bunch of female bandits or something.
Yeah.
And then I guess, instead of using spell slots, you'd have like some sort of cantrip that would be your spell because you just need to shoot over and over and over again. So there's no way you could,
Well, I mean, you
burning
could just
through.
get like a bow or a crossbow.
That means you're killing them instead of shooting pheromones at them.
What about like a blow dart gun? Instead, so like,
Yeah, just a blow dart.
You know what should happen first? The movie adaptation
of Galgun.
of Galgun.
God, can you imagine that? Like, I guess you could now that we played it.
All right,
but-
guys, raise enough money and we'll get Joe to direct it.
Debut film.
Galgun double piece.
Doki Doki.
In a land
Oh, dude,
ravaged
and
by
it would have to
horny
be one of those
Japanese
like
girls.
it'd have to be like that hardcore Henry where it's like all first person.
Oh, man. There's just certain...
And then him just like
have-
Doki Dokiing her asshole, like
And then
sometimes
just
what
have
you
like
have to do.
And then just have the jump scares like Cam got where the two anime girls were just like right behind him.
That is my most viewed little clip on Twitter now.
Good.
It's really funny. You just like lost your shit. You're just like right there.
I wasn't expecting to have them right there, but didn't have a moment like that again. Really, when I beat this game, we didn't go over games we played yet, guys.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Before we get into any of what we just got into, what's everyone played this week?
Oh, let's see. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I played some Breath of the Wild. I played some NBA Playgrounds 2. And I played some Mario Kart Double Dash.
Wait, why do you have two?
Because I wanted it.
Did you?
Yeah. I bought it for the Switch.
Oh, you piece of filth. I guess I could play it with you on there.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Is it better than the first one?
It's harder to do some stuff, and they made the stats a lot different. So, like, you have to level up your guys a lot more in order to get like the better stats for them. Because like everybody only has like a 50 in the 3-pointers, which means they constantly miss, and it pisses me off. 'Cause I love
Even the
going
guys
for
who are pro?
threes. They have slightly better ones, but the highest stat I've seen for the threes has been like a 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
So all the games that you're into are just going more hyper-realistic.
They just want me to level up like crazy, and the only way to do that is to like play as those characters a lot,
So,
and then complete certain challenges for them.
nice. So, real quick, I'm going through, because I was reminded of my Steam cards that I have to harvest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going through my Steam queue, and I found a perfect game for us to play.
Oh yeah, Puss.
It's just called Puss. I'm gonna go play some Puss.
Jesus.
Play as a cat. I have no idea what's going on. He's riding a dolphin, collecting Twinkies. It looks like riding a unicorn. The flags, explosions. I kind of want to play Puss. maybe we'll have to get Puss. A couple copies of Puss. And
Quite entertaining. So.
it really can be. It depends. No, you know what? No, it doesn't. Puss is always entertaining. It's always a good time.
Yeah,
But-
let's get Puss.
Yeah, let's get Puss. I never thought I'd hear you say that, Greg.
Nominated for the next indie game.
Let's get Puss.
Nominate that Puss.
Yeah. So
You guys got to stop putting the puss on the pedestal, man.
yeah, yeah, we're propping it up too high. Higher they are, the further they fall, right?
Oh, man. Is that all you played?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. But no puss, right?
No, I did not play Puss.
Yeah, figures.
Yeah.
I played Galgun, and I played Dark Souls Remastered.
Very different games.
Very different games.
I think they're the same game. Oh, and I played Hollow Knight.
Oh, okay, cool. Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight.
That's a game I think you would like.
I know, I think so too.
Have you looked at it at all?
I've seen some gameplay for it, yeah.
It's basically like Dark Souls had a baby with Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's an
been
indie
looking-
too, isn't
It's
it?
an indie, so
It is, yeah.
we can nominate it soon.
Nice. I played a ton of Dark Souls Remastered. Not a ton as in like a lot of hours. I didn't actually get very far because I'm not very good at that game. I don't know what it is. I figured I would just waltz in and crush another Souls game because I'm in the Souls like swing, you know. And to me, so far, it's been Dark Souls 3 that destroyed me, and then Bloodborne that I destroyed. So I assumed I would go in and just like cakewalk Dark Souls 1. That is not the case. So far, it's destroying me. So I played quite a bit of that, and I also played like 7 hours of
Just
Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's
Grind a
Dungeon.
little more. Level up a few more times.
There's not really great guys to grind on, though. Is the thing.
It's a wonderful statement.
There is an actual. You're close to a place that I've had some great souls collecting done. So it's in the moss area with those giant statues that lay on the ground. And then a few of the branchy dudes.
The giant those guys? I don't want to fight those guys.
They're
they
super
fucked
easy.
me up.
No,
My
just gotta be
first
good.
came through. The butterfly, yeah, that was bad.
I'll
try it
go
again,
back
though.
there because those guys, especially if you have any. Did you find the ring to increase the amount of souls you can gather?
No, I haven't found it yet.
Okay, you need to find that ring too. But those guys are generally worth around 600 souls apiece. I think, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
So just go back, and they're real close to the fire as well. So it makes it a real good run to just keep going back and forth to grind out souls there.
Yeah, I upgraded that bonfire too, so I get all 10 flasks.
That is not the bonfire to upgrade, but yes, that is a bonfire to upgrade.
Well, all of them you can upgrade.
I know, but humanity, I mean, it's not finite, but it gets kind of annoying to grind humanity out later, especially since you're going to need it later. Yeah.
So I should stop casting out my humanity.
I mean, no, keep using it, but there are select bonfires that you should upgrade and some that are okay to sort of upgrade, but then there are others you don't want to upgrade at all because you're not going to use them very often.
All right, yeah, I explored Blighttown a little, died. Had to go back through that huge area again.
There's in Blighttown, if you're going through right underneath the bridge, there's a little bonfire you can go rest at.
Okay, cool. The nice thing about upgrading the bonfires, though, is you get the 10 Estus charges.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of nice, you know.
My Firelink will give me 20 Estus flasks.
Oh, did you upgrade it twice?
More than that, yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yep.
Well, I've been wasting it then for sure. That's unfortunate.
There are a few bonfires I would suggest upgrading a lot, and the Firelink Shrine is one of them, and the bonfire outside of the blacksmith is another one. Just because there's an area right outside the blacksmith that is fucking hard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it
The
the
Snake People fort.
Snake People Fork?
The fucking snake people.
Oh.
I fucking hate those snake people.
All right, well, that's it for me.
Just
Not
Dark
much
Souls?
else. Oh, no, and Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon, which is also a very
You
hard
also
game.
played that Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
that's
forget
right.
that.
Jurassic World. Lego Jurassic World. I played a bit of that with the boy.
Yeah.
It's still pretty fun. Yeah, just playing it for fun, and that's all it is. It's just a fun game. It's great. Lots of fun from the Lego. So we know what everyone's been playing, but the real question is, has anyone beaten a game this week? Craig.
Yep. I beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Hollow Knight, Double Dash, and that NBA Playgrounds 2.
Okay, so did you beat anything since Smash Bros. Ultimate? Or was that the last thing?
I think that was the last thing.
Okay, and you said you beat NBA Playgrounds 2
Yes.
and...
Hollow Knight
Okay,
and Double Dash
okay.
and Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
All right. Cameron, did you beat anything?
Yes.
What'd you beat?
Galgun.
Okay. I did not beat anything. So, Nude Clan King Hog for 2018, Caleb Craig with 42 games beaten. I am in second place with 37 games beaten. Cameron is in third with a cool, suave 15 games beaten.
Wow.
Craig,
Is it less games beaten than the first year we did the show?
I don't know about the first year.
The first year? No, I think that's more than the first year. I think we only had like 25, I think, was my record for the first year.
Yeah, we've gotten better, but last year we destroyed. Caleb broke 50. I was in the upper 40s. This
Yeah, I
year's
got,
just
like
kind of...
52, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something like that, a 51. I think I had 47.
Yeah.
So I consistently lose by about 4 games to Caleb Craig. Do you want to keep it open until the end of the year, or do you want to call it good for us now? I mean, for you, it would...
All right, do you honestly think that you can beat enough games in that time?
I don't think it'll change the King Hog, but I think it'll change the amount of games I beat this year. So, I don't think I'm going to beat 5 fucking games in 2 days, if that's what you're asking. I think that's very much not going to happen. But so congrats. Once again, how does it feel? This is what, 3rd year running?
Yeah, 3rd year. Feels
Wow.
good. I'm going to put on my crown.
Where's your ring?
I left it in its box to say stay nice and special.
Well, is this not a special
I mean, this
occasion?
is an occasion to wear the ring to.
Because you just won the hog for
I mean-
2018.
That's true. I should have brought it.
Well, Craig, congratulations. I can't really call you out too much this year. I feel like this year was a little more well-rounded. You had some big, long RPGs in there.
Yeah, that fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey took me like 42 hours.
You seem
Yeah.
to enjoy it, though.
It was pretty good,
annoy
but
you.
like the spacing is annoying. Like all of the gameplay is like centered on chapters 5 and 7. It's just where all of the gameplay is. All the other chapters were like fucking short as hell. Like chapter 6 took me like literally a minute. Chapter like 8 and 9 like an hour for, like both.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it felt like you were going nowhere for a very long time.
Yeah. It was aggravating.
It's kind of dumb how they.
There
how
was
they do
also
that
like,
sometimes.
I mean, it's a decent game overall, I would say, but like there's like some issues with like the spacing of the levels, because you'd like do a mission like for the last part, the last mission that I did was like level 31, and then it was like, all right, now you need to be like level 39 to do this shit. It's like, oh. And if you're like even 3 levels behind the enemies that you're fighting, and your gear is like 3 levels behind, you're gonna get fucked.
So it's just like an MMO in that way.
It's more like Borderlands, how if you're lower than the enemy, you do less damage, and they do way more.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really difficult that way. But if you're like a level behind, it's not too bad. And if you're like over, then it's like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I remember that's how Elder Scrolls Online was, too. And that's why you couldn't play with us.
Yeah.
Because you were always behind.
Yeah.
And they would hit you for a lot.
Well, it's because I could only play on the fucking weekends, and you guys were playing constantly.
Yep.
Your
That was-
MMO bitches.
That was fuck you, man. You bought me 14.
I did, and you never played it.
I did play it.
Lies. You
Played
never-
it twice.
You only started playing it after, like, you said that you wouldn't play it, and then you were playing it for UFF.
Yeah,
So you never played it when I was playing it.
that's true. That's true. So, glad you enjoyed that, though. I mean, do you think the Assassin's Creed series is, like, on its way back up, or what? Like,
I mean, the last 2 have been pretty good.
Are they still repetitive as shit?
No, they don't have the same kind of missions. They've been more just like straight up action RPGs. This one had like a lot more like gameplay stuff where like you could set up certain abilities. You could like set your weapons on fire and then just like beat the shit out of dudes, or you could like go full on into like doing.
Do they still tie it back to the Animus and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean there's still like a separate story going on in there, but like it's. I don't know. It's definitely more of an action game than like straight up silent sneaking assassin.
that's interesting. I think it's funny how when they reboot franchises, they just make them RPGs. Like, they did that with Castlevania, pretty much. They did that with this. They did that with God of War. They kind of made it a more RPG-like. It just seems like that's the thing to do. It's like, you want to reboot? Okay, make it a more RPG-esque, and you're good. It's gonna go well.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
The thing that kind of makes me mad about this one, though, is it's like they kind of take everything that was Assassin's Creed and they're like, no, throw that away.
Yeah.
Because it was a silent, you're a stealth game where you're like going and killing people, and instead now it's like they don't have a single follow mission. They don't have any of those like listening in missions where they don't have any of those missions where you can't be seen, anything like that. No, it's like if you get spotted, you can literally just take on everyone. I mean, you could do it stealthily if you want, but you don't have to if you're good enough at the gameplay. You can just easily take on multiple dudes.
The Creed just becomes like a hack show. Everyone's just like brutal.
Essentially.
It's not even anything about being secretive.
I mean, in this one, he's like not really an assassin. He's just like a mercenary because it's like before the Creed even started. But like, even in Origins, they had more stealthy stuff. But even that one didn't have any of the real assassin stuff you have to do like in the previous games.
How do you compare him to like Shadow of Mord or Shadow of War? Like, is it similar in the combat?
No, not even close.
Oh, really?
Because the Shadow of Mordor and stuff, that was taking, like, the Batman Arkham games style of fighting, whereas this one, it's more like... I don't want to say Witcher, but that would be a lot closer.
So not nearly as, like, counter-heavy and...
I mean, there is countering. You can do parries,
I mean, Witcher has
like a
a decent amount of
shitload.
counters.
You can parry pretty much every attack unless they're doing like a super powered attack, which then they turn red, then you just dodge away.
That's true, yeah. Witcher, you can't counter.
I mean, you don't go
things.
into a whole counter animation, but you can, if you're fighting humans, you block and counter them, and then you can get a few attacks in right away.
That's cool. All right, well, maybe I'll have to go back to the series then.
I mean, it's on sale right now. You could try and get it. It's not a bad game.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I also forgot I played the Hearts of Stone DLC for Witcher 3.
Oh, nice.
You like?
Oh, yeah. Yes, a lot.
How did you like that, the Wraith and the painting?
That was good. Gontar O'Dim is my new favorite character in the Witcher series. So
Yeah, O'Dim is pretty sweet. And then that frog battle at the very beginning.
Yeah.
That one's pretty cool. And then the Gravekeeper. Not the Gravekeeper, the Caretaker.
The Caretaker.
Yeah.
He was an interesting fight, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sorry. Besides...
All right, sweet. Well, I guess that's it for us for questions. Let's get into the Galgun double piece review. All right, so first I forgot we forgot to add one of Craig's games for the year. So Craig is actually at 42 games beaten instead of 41. So keep that in mind. But anyway, let's get into Galgun double piece. PQ. Prepare your body. It's coming to speed. Oh. I can't believe you guys played this. I can't believe you nominated this. Yep.
Did that actually happen?
Yes, it did.
To embrace the weeb.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, that trailer gives us everything we need for this game.
Yeah, that's something else.
So
That was the game, Craig. Except, yeah, you didn't... Oh, you did see the tentacle monster. Yep.
yeah, it has everything. So Galgun Double Peace is a rail shooter game developed by Itney Creates. The game was initially released on PS4 and PlayStation Vita in Japan in August, in Europe in 2016, and also in North America of August of 2016. It's a sequel to the 2011 game Galgun, and you take the role of a male student whose name is Hudai Kidoku, and you basically just shoot female classmates with pheromones to keep them off your dick. That's how the game goes. The game was released to sort of middling reception. It's kind of like considered an okay game. No one's really loving on it. No one's really hating on it. So it's sort of a middle-of-the-road kind
It's
of
a
rail
game that
shooter.
people are afraid to admit that they've played, to review it. So
So you think the reviews might be...
genuinely get in there with the nitty-gritty?
Yeah. Thankfully, you've got the nude clan for that, and we do it for you. So the game's story is pretty light. So it starts off with a Cupid-like creature kind of doing like a weird exam. It's like they have like tests they have to take to become like Cupids.
angels, yeah.
Yeah, angels. And the girl, she's doing her little exam, and she's like, okay, I got to shoot this guy, give him the love pheromone so that like someone will be attracted to him so he could find like a mate, whatever. It's the classic Cupid story of them shooting you with a love arrow and then you falling in love with somebody, right?
Yeah.
But she overdoes it and shoots you with like a bullshit powerful arrow. And then every woman in the world, her panties just get instantly wet when she looks at you, and they come for you. And that's what Galgun Double Peace is really all about, is you fending off all of these willy-nilly, wanton wenches to finally find true love.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly wonton wenches.
Yep.
That is
willy-nilly wanton wenches.
that is a sentence.
Yeah. And that's basically how the game goes. You have there's like a little demon that was also targeting you.
Well, the demon's part of why she overdid her shots, because the demon was coming after you as well. And so she's like, oh, I have to get him before the demon does. And so...
Yeah, she kind of fucked up.
Yep.
So the demon also comes, and like there are girls that are super obsessed with you as well, but they're like have little evil...
So
like,
when the demon
chibi
girl
figures.
stabs people with their spear, apparently they express their love in a more sadistic manner, is what they do. So
Yeah, they like to step on your nuts and stuff. Like they'll knock you to the ground and like stomp on your balls. And,
yeah.
You know, the whole time you're just like spooging. Because your guy's down for whatever. 'Cause he's never really been super popular, which is why the Cupid had to come to him in the first place. Right? So the whole game centers around you and a couple of your childhood friends. Shinobu and... What the fuck is the girl? The other... Maya, who's the little girl. And they're like... two girls that you had a past with, and they both kind of liked you, you know.
They're sisters.
They're sisters. One of them's definitely younger than the other one. And this is where the story kind of unfolds. Like, you get to sort of decide which one you go after based on certain decisions you make, certain dialogue options you choose.
I mean, you choose right at the beginning which one you're going after, and that changes, I guess, the version of the game you play. With all its own little cutscenes that you get to experience.
Right.
And little special missions you get to experience, Craig.
Yeah. Like
Sweet.
her getting stuck in the window, that's part of the game. If you go the Shinobu route.
You
which,
sneaking into the girl's dressing room.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah. And you look under every door, too. Checking it out.
It's like, why did he have... Like, the girl wasn't even looking at him. Didn't even know he was there. He could just walk by. Nope. He's got to take an extra peek. He's got to do it.
Yeah, I would. Just kidding. I don't know if I would. I mean, I did in this game. So the game is like, yeah, like I said, it's a weird take on a rail shooter. I've not really played many rail shooters outside of the Area 51s and the Houses of the Deads and the arcades.
So a little backstory again to why I freaked out in the game is... and it came back a little bit too when there was that cave part of the game where you're down and underneath the school for some reason in this cave, and for some reason it's still full of fucking women. That in my mind, the women became aliens from Area 51, and that's how I played this game.
Yeah, well, it's funny because the game goes from like a super friendly, super fucking like casual. Not freaky thing, and then it just instantly turns into like it's almost like a horror game. And I wish they would have done what Red Dead Redemption did and come out with like a Galgun Double Peace Undead Nightmare mode, where all the girls are zombies and they still want to fuck you, but like they're zombies. I think that would have been awesome. That would have been a much more fitting thing. But yeah, it goes from like fucking. It goes from super normal, and then suddenly, God damn it!
Every time.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't need to scream. But it's normal, and then suddenly it just kicks into something much worse. Cameron, looking left to right. The screen screams at him to turn right. He turns right. 2 girls, 1 cup. But seriously, though, it does get you sometimes. Like, they'll just be there, and you're like, oh, my God. Wasn't expecting
that was the only
that.
time that happened, but the whole under the school thing with, like, the secret tunnels into the girls' locker room and stuff like that.
It seemed like...
It's a little excessive.
Kinda, yeah, I'm like, why are we in a cave system
and why
here?
is it full of female students?
I don't know, man. They go wherever you go, I think is what it is.
But no, you're walking through, and they're hiding in the fucking destroyed lockers down there. There's like some shitty fucking shit going on at this school because they're fucking excavating below, the school grounds, putting old school equipment down there, and then somehow it's like there's students hiding in the lockers that are thrown down there. And it's just, there's some fucked up shit going on in this school. Like, what you're doing is probably the least of it.
Yeah. The school, I think there's probably like a sex crime ring that you can uncover in like the fourth playthrough.
There is an outrageous amount of female students, unless you keep seeing the same ones over and over.
I don't think you're supposed to. I think they're supposed to all be different.
There is a lot of female students then at the school.
Yeah. But that's basically how the story goes. I mean, you're basically tasked to kind of finding true love, and that's the only way you can break the curse.
Do you not see like another dude in
No.
this game?
So it's not a curse. No, you don't see another dude at all.
It's not a curse.
It's not a curse.
What, are you
so
just, like, at a female school?
What happens is that she put all of your potential to find your true love into one day is what happened. So when she zapped you with that shot, you basically have that 24 hours to find a girlfriend and to be with her the rest of your life. And that's the premise of the game.
Yeah, and you need to. Yeah, that's how you lift the curse is by.
It's not a curse again, but yeah,
it kind of is. I mean, well, it's not supposed to be.
It's just all of your chances to find love happen in that one day. And if you fuck it up, you're alone the rest of your life.
It happens in that 4-hour sitting of playing this game, from start to finish.
Well, at least you did
promptly
it with time
deleting.
to spare.
Did you cancel your Plus account too? Did you like?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
It's kind of pricey, especially if you're not going to use it. Yeah, that's essentially the story.
So we didn't go over some of the details. So the two sisters are both demon hunters, and they're chasing that demon
Oh, that's
around.
right. Yeah.
Part of the story is where the one girl that you're trying to go after is captured by the demon, and then you have to get her bell back on so she could be no longer captured by the demon. That's an interesting scene. Then somehow she goes underneath that cave system, gets caught by the tentacle demon who's slowly feeding her the darkness to make her an evil servant again. And then you have this little mini boss battle where you have to kill the demon that's holding her inside. And then you go to this little cutscene where you're inside the demon too, and the tentacles are coming out to get her, and you have to shoot the tentacles away and stuff like that. Yeah. And then, of course, I don't know if this is true for the other route, but on the Shinobu route, she's like, no, you can't love me. You have to love my sister, blah, blah, blah. So you actually have to fight her, and she's got a submachine gun that she shoots at you and a rocket launcher that she shoots at you. And then you just block all the shots, whatever, and then finally convince her, and her sister convinces her, too, that it's okay for you two to be in love, and then the game ends.
Yeah, and I went the Shinobi route also because I am not a child rapist.
They're both children, as A4 Extreme has.
They are,
out.
but one of them is more childlike. And if I'm gonna have to choose between two people that are not okay, I'm gonna go with the more okay of the not okay, which is what we both did.
You can now play the angel and devil route and try that out. I mean, they're not actually like human at this point, so apparently
you could do whatever you want. It's like Catherine all over again.
Just fucking go for it.
Oh man, Craig.
So Cameron, what did you think of the story in Galgun Double Peace? What do you?
I thought the story was simple, straightforward, and easy to follow. Wasn't the most captivating stories, but was I the target audience for this game? I'd probably give the story a 6 out of 10.
All right, so 6 out of 10 from Cameron. You know what? I'm going to give it a 6 as well, and it's because the story is there. The story is kind of
that's not the reason
playful.
People are playing the game. It's not.
No, it's really not. It's kind of a playful story. It has a lot of little comedic bits where they're kind of joking around. It's never really super funny. I never laughed at it, but they're trying to make light of it. I think it's funny that they came up with a ridiculous premise for this game. How do we make a super hypersexualized rail shooter? And I know. will shoot a guy with a dart full of pheromones that make everyone horny for him, and you have to fight him off. Like, awesome, make it happen. Like, it's kind of fun, super lighthearted. But it's not great. It's not anything to write home about, and it's kind of cheesy as fuck. To be honest, there's a lot of cheese coming out of this game. I do like how you have alternate endings and stuff like that, and that kind of goes more towards replayability. But I enjoy how you sort of get to craft the story a little bit as you go on. But it's not rewarding and enriching enough for me to want to go back to see the story elements, which is one of the things that would draw me back to the game. I was like, oh, I wonder if I did this here. Like Catherine is a game that we played that's very sexualized in a lot of similar ways.
Yeah.
And that one I want to go back and try different things and get different endings. This one I don't, because the story's just not interesting.
I mean,
it's just weird.
and you
man.
just feel bad doing it at the same time.
You feel like you need to go repent, like you need to go fucking...
We need to go take a shower afterwards.
I need to go shower, and then I need to go to every possible church nearby and just like do their thing for repentance, like take the sacrament, go into the confession
Put
booth.
me in your
like,
Doki Doki mode.
Yeah, Doki Doki. Let someone go Doki Doki on you. All of that, just all the repentance feels like
the
it's
game
needed.
is shameless, and even more shameless is the fucking Doki Doki mode.
Yeah. Speaking of Doki Doki
that's
mode,
a great way to segue into gameplay.
Gameplay. So this is what this game is all about. It's crafting a little shitty story to allow you to believe that you could be playing with women and shooting them with pheromones.
I don't know if it's allowing you to believe that. It's just to be able to do that. Not believe, but just to be able to shoot anime girls with pheromones and listen to them cry out in pleasure as you do so.
Oh!
Yeah, that's the premise of the game. That's what brings people to
That
it.
sound right there.
Yeah.
Oh! How does it make you?
No.
Come, son. Oh!
So
Play with my asshole in Doki Doki mode.
you think he's joking.
I'm not. There was one where it was booty hole, and that's... Oh, man. Okay, so, like we said, the game plays like a rail shooter. You're on a rail track, and you're being dragged along to then experience the game. You get to kind of choose which levels you go into. There's certain parts where it's like, oh, you're
A little
supposed to
bit
go
of
here.
a choice, and I guess it does add variety to multiple playthroughs. You can choose different little paths to take.
Yeah.
Also, in this game, you have your stats for intelligence, strength,
I think it's like sex appeal or
or
something.
fashion, and lewdness. I think I'm missing one. But those stats and how many points you have invested in those stats will affect what dialogue options you have with your girl later down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I just maxed them all out as soon as I could, just because I don't want to have to worry about it. You can buy items in the store that let you do that, as well as items that give you extra health, as well as items that can make your shots more powerful and stuff like that, and a groin protector, and extra cameras for the Doki Doki mode.
That's right. Yeah, you got to get those
You can
extra
buy
cameras.
a chastity belt.
Yeah.
Yep. And
It's for those BDSM chicks that knock you down and start stomping on your balls.
Yep. If you're good enough with your sticks, you can fend them off before they do too much damage.
Yeah.
What else was I going to get at? So I made sure I maxed all my stats out, so I don't have to worry about dialogue options not being available or whatnot. It was super easy to do that, but again, I was playing on the easier difficulty because I did not want to have to put too much effort into this game.
Yeah.
What else was I going to bring up? Anyways, as you're playing through the game and as you have your chosen character that you've decided that you want to love, you get extra little scenes with them and extra little things you have to do to increase the affection for you from that character.
Right.
And so with Shinobu Route, you get a special scene when she gets stuck in the window. You get another special scene when she's in the girl's changing room. And then you get another special scene. Oh, what was that? The next special scene.
Wasn't it her at the octopus?
Yeah, the tentacle monster, I guess. But yeah, stuff like that. Where this rail shooter turns into where you have to get, when she's stuck in the window, you have to help her relax so she can get out. So you have to shoot special star points on her, and then if she has an itch, you have to go scratch it for her, and then other stuff to gently coax her out of the window. This game is shameless.
Yeah, because rather than back out, the way you came in, she must squeeze her fat ass through the window. It's very much closed.
And then the shameless scene in the changing room where she was now one of the sadistic people. And, yeah, I don't want to get into it.
She's in her underwear, and she goes to town on you, like stepping on you, and she's all like... She's got the puss face on, like she wants it,
Yeah. And then I don't know what else more to say about gameplay. Oh yeah, then Doki Doki mode. It acts like a nuke where if you get a girl in Doki Doki mode and you fulfill her pleasure bar, she will then send out a little pulse that will then any other girls around will also be pleasured. So if you're surrounded by a lot of girls at the same time, you get one of them in a Doki Doki mode, and it's like a stage wipe where you can get a whole bunch of them off the screen at the same time.
And Doki Doki, certain girls have certain pleasure points. So and it's basically you go in the mode, and the camera's like swirling around the girl, and you have a finger, and you touch her with that finger. And depending on the girl,
you can poke or stroke.
Yeah, poke or stroke. It's up to you. And depending on the girl, her Doki Doki sweet spot will change. And they'll usually have a couple, like it'll be like the inside of the thighs and then her nipples, or like the one that I found that I showed Alex was
I hate you, Craig.
It was literally the girl's asshole. Like it wasn't like her vag, because she was like on her knees looking behind her at me, and I was trying to find it, and like the butt was kind of close, but like the hole was like the hearts were flying out of there, and I was like, wow. I have to poke this girl's asshole to make her come in Doki Doki mode so that I can get out of this fucking locker room alive.
Doki Doki mode, once you get a girl in Doki Doki mode and you've succeeded, it will then affect your stats. You'll either lose points in certain categories or gain points in certain categories.
And it's dependent on the girl.
It's dependent on the girl
that you pleasure.
And
so if she has glasses, you'll get like
once I maxed out all my stats, I did not enter Doki Doki mode ever again. There's no fucking reason to ever Doki Doki a girl.
You don't have to.
There's no reason to Doki Doki.
Only you need a Doki Doki. She doesn't need a Doki Doki as well. And once you pleasure her, they experience double peace, where it's like a little cutscene of them being like, oh,
my God.
And then it has like a little cheesy picture of them like doing two peace signs with their hands, and that's when you know you've hit that G spot.
The only Doki Doki mode that matters is the final Doki Doki, and that helps you win the game.
If your girl doesn't double peace after you're done, she was faking it. That's all I'm going to say. That's what this game has taught me. But yeah, and then like the cheesiness of it's the final Doki Doki mode, and that one was much harder. There was a lot more to pleasuring Shinobu. She's pent up, and yeah, you unleash that shit though into the world, and once you finish her off, you kind of beat the game, and it's over. There's not really much going on. There are like optional little missions where girls will send you on requests. They'll have requests for items, and you can shoot them as you're playing.
They'll send text to say it if you see this thing.
Yeah, you had another Japanese game where I have to read a phone, and I did it once, and I didn't do it again.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, I'm not reading text messages. I don't even read messages in real life. Why the fuck would I do it in a game?
There's also hidden little plushy toys you can shoot that give you extra points.
Quite a few points, actually. Yeah, they're pretty good.
As you're playing the game, your pheromone gun that the angel gave you can detect what area on the girl is her pleasure center. Because as you're shooting girls, if you hit her sweet spot, she'll go down in one shot.
How does that work, by the way? How can you tell where their sweet spot is?
It's in Japanese, right?
But
if you hover your little reticle over a girl, a little Japanese text thing will pop up, and it tells you where she wants to get hit.
I know where she wants to get hit.
But since it's in Japanese, I can't read it, so I just
puss
color coded it. So when it comes up red, that means you need to get her a headshot. If it comes up an orangish, tannish color,
Aw, did you get the trophy for 30 in a row of the
No,
sweet spots?
no,
Oh, okay, good.
no. If it comes up
I
orangish
didn't
and
either.
orangish tannish, it means she wants to get hit in the chest area. If it comes up in a yellowish tannish, it means she wants to be hit in like the lower stomach area, a little bit lower than that. And then if it comes up pink, she wants to be hit in the legs.
What about the pussy lips? What color is that?
That was probably the yellowish tannish area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just that it's like the hitboxes aren't like extremely finite, thank God, because you have to quickly do something.
But the game would be pretty hard if it was. Like,
But those were the areas. Red means head, yellow orange or tan orange means chest, yellow tan means lower stomach area, and pink means legs.
Huh.
and brown if you're in Doki Doki mode. I mean, well, we all know what that means. That only happened once. by
And
the way.
the reason why I've color coded it and found out how to do that is because it extremely makes the gameplay much faster if you're aiming for sweet spots. Okay,
Yeah.
it makes the game go by faster.
So boss fights. I kind of like the tentacle one. 'cause
How
that
many
one was a
boss
little
fights
easier.
were there really?
There's the fight. I guess you could consider her like going femdom on you in the locker room, a boss
That's
fight,
not necessarily a boss fight.
where she like starts stomping on your chest and stuff. She's got that like.
So this game,
She's got to quote Craig. She's got that rape me face on.
What?
no,
I feel like
I
he's.
have never said that.
I
No.
think. Oh no, it was Cameron that said that
No.
at one time.
no.
I was
so-
re-listening to the episodes, and that was
God
one of the
damn it.
things that came up.
Shit. Anyway,
She's got that look. You know what look I'm talking about.
Anyways,
It's really the take me
It
look.
uses the
It's-
touchpad. It uses the touchpad to in certain times.
Yeah, like when her ass is stuck, you got to like swipe up and down to like help her squeeze out.
And then when she stomps on your chest, you have to stroke her leg as she's stomping you.
yeah,
Yeah, this game is fucked up, Greg.
Huh.
it's dark at times, and
It's dark? In what way?
it's kind of sadistic.
No, it's just
She's
it
crazy.
knows what it is, and it is.
It's exactly what you think it's going to be.
This is a bad game, Craig.
Good to know.
I did replay a couple of the boss fights because I wanted to get some more trophies before leaving this thing. I did the tentacle boss again, and I did the final fight against Shinobu again.
It took
but
me a second to find out how to beat the tentacle boss because I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. I had never zoomed in on anything up to that point.
Yeah, but honestly, gameplay, it's not a super fun rail shooter. It's just kind of an excuse to over-sexualize girls,
Yes.
children mostly, in high school, as this game very much says its setting is. A all-female high school, apparently. It's too bad you don't have, like, the gay guys coming after you, too, you know? Like, hi! You're like, oh my god! But it's all chicks, though. That's the thing in this game. It's like all females. Like you don't ever see another dude in the school.
Never,
just like
not even just walking.
just
around.
walking by. Yeah, just like, hey, what's up, man? You sure got a lot of puss coming after you today. You better watch out. You know, nothing like that. It's just all chicks. So the game, like Cameron said, it knows exactly what it is, and it's not afraid to show you.
It's too bad you didn't have like female teachers coming after you too.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then why isn't that a romance option that you guys would have gone for?
It's
And
just the
not
two.
a romance option. It's just they're just there. It's like the gym teachers and the other teachers just walking around. And yeah, so they want to jump your bones.
Too bad
too.
you didn't get the fat gym teacher. You know, like because everyone's gym teacher is fat.
That's another thing I was thinking of.
No fat chicks. Yeah. Or no getting your dick sucked by a fat chick this holiday season in Doku Doku mode. No
5 out of
Merry
10.
Christmas for me. A 5?
5 out of 10 for gameplay.
A 5 out of 10 for Cameron. Okay. I have Digimon Cyber Sleuth open here, and
You were using that to hold your.
you know what I
place.
love? How we never have the same order for like the categories in our reviews. It's just whatever fucking
It's
order.
whatever
we want.
you remember. So the
Whatever I
gameplay
recall,
was
yeah.
not so bad that the game itself was terrible, but it was not a shining point of the game either.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 6. I think it's about as good as the story. I don't have much experience with rail shooters, but
All experience I have is the rail shooters you can play in arcade arcades with the light guns. And that's fun.
But it's like I know those are better than this. Every rail shooter I've ever played is better than this game so far.
Jesus.
This is the bottom, as far as I know. Doki Doki mode was pretty funny. I went in there a lot just for the hell of it, trying to get enough girls to experience double piece because I got a flawless
the game
record
goes
of
by
that.
faster
So
if you don't ever use Doki Doki mode.
it's faster, yeah.
Did you ever find a chick's asshole as the pleasure point for Doki Doki mode?
That's too bad. I think he would have gone back for more. You just every so often when you think should I Doki Doki or not, you just smell your pinky and you're like,
All I was looking at is whatever made the pleasure meter go
Doki.
faster and just did that.
For that, you don't like the icon when it's the asshole. It goes from the pointer finger to the pinky, and you just fucking pinky speed play that asshole. Yeah, it's kind of disturbing, and there's not really much in as far as replay value of the levels. I did a couple of them over again just to do boss fights and trying to get some trophies. I didn't want this fucking game to ruin me percentage wise, even though it did. There's a bunch of different paths, so I kind of give it a little bit of kudos for that. There's different gameplay options you can choose. There are certain stats that you get for each mission, like your accuracy, the time to clear, the amount of damage you took, stuff like that. So, you can kind of try to make your runs a little bit more perfect.
What grade did you finish with?
I honestly don't remember. I didn't get the true ending like you did, though. I
Double
fucked up
S
somewhere.
rank, true ending.
Yeah, see, Cameron went for it in this game, apparently.
I just looked up the responses you were supposed to give.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just went in blind, which I shouldn't have done. But, yeah, it's not the most fun game. It's not the worst game I've played this year as far as gameplay either, which is sad. But it's just kind of whatever.
I
So
think for me, yeah, it was.
it was the worst game you played this year.
By far.
Yeah, I don't doubt it for you. You've got quite the track record here.
What about sound and music?
Of what there is of it?
Sure.
Voice acting is all right. They only needed 2 voice actors.
Yeah, most of it's text-based. You don't really get to hear too many voices, but they have a couple scenes where
you hear the voices as you go into Doki Doki mode.
Oh yeah, they cry out.
Yeah, the
in
moans.
ecstasy. It's not really moans. It's just little shrieks. It's just
The music, they didn't need to put too much effort into music for this game. I'd give sound and music probably an 8 out of 10.
An 8. Wow.
7 or 8, yeah.
I think I'm going to give it a 7. I think the sounds of ecstasy were about spot on.
From my experience,
From my experience with
spot on, with anime girls,
with high school anime girls, that's exactly how they sound when you Doki Doki their booty holes. Expect the cries.
expect that double piece.
Yeah. If you don't double piece them, you didn't even. There's no point if you don't get the double piece.
You need to. You've got to have a moment where you go to Alex and say, "I'm going to Doki Doki your booty hole."
Yeah.
Prepare for double piece, baby.
Yeah. It's happening.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's. I don't know. The soundtrack is fine. It kind of fits. It's just really techno-y Japanese stuff. Most of it's pretty decent background music.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem out of
it doesn't
place.
seem like it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
There's not it's not even like Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
It wasn't bad in any way. It was just served the purpose of being the background soundtrack to this porn video game.
No Japaltura. No flying.
Japaltura?
Yeah, no flying trumpets in the intro music. Yeah, I don't know. As far as the 2 super hyper Japanese games I played this year,
The fuck is Japaltura?
remember it's the metal Japanese metal that's in fucking Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
They're like, it's awesome. I don't know what's happening, but it's sweet.
Yeah, that brought it right back. Whatever you just did there.
Yeah, exactly. It's Japanese dog barking into mic with some low-tuned some like detuned guitars going on. None of that, so it's not like awesome at times. It's just kind of standard, nothing going on. The voice acting, I think, was pretty good. It kind of captures the campiness because they go kind of over the top with it. Yeah, nothing too special, though. So, 7 out of 10 for me. So, next, the visuals. How does the game look? The graphics. Is it pleasing?
How are we to rate this game? Because oftentimes when we rate game based off its visuals and design, is what was it going for? This game was not trying to be the best looking game of its time.
Yeah,
it was just a game to give you anime girls to look at.
Yeah, it was like a Vita game, right?
Yeah, it was also another game that was released on PS4 and Vita, and you can tell. You can tell.
So yeah, it's just going for that Digimon Cyber Sleuth look.
Honestly, it probably looked better than that. I mean...
Really?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I'd say it's on par. But then...
It's just different. I don't know.
Different style.
The boss fights were kind of fun. I don't know. The octopus was great, I was like, where are the tentacles in this game? And
yes, the octopus.
And then it gave you the
lo
tentacles.
and behold, yeah, there are the tentacles.
Because the tentacles and the octopus monster was the highlight of what they wanted you to look at during those scenes.
It really was, yeah. That's what I was looking at. I was like, wow, this design is flawless here. The stage designs, they're all pretty...
Of what they're going for, stage designs, they were very light, but then, it's just a rail shooter. You're just going through... Probably give it a 7 out of 10 for what it was going for.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. I think the game looks fine. There weren't any like graphical glitches, nothing visually, abhorrent, except for the fact that it was what it was.
Yeah.
No nudity. I mean, I don't know. It would have been
that's a
better,
shame.
I guess. Not really, though. It would have been more disturbing.
It would have been.
I think it would have been. I think we would be fucked up.
It
now.
would be an illegal game
It probably would be. Yeah.
if there was nudity.
Because there'd be penetration in Doki Doki with that finger. At least for my playthrough. I don't know about you.
Oh God.
But it looks fine. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. Super chibi, super anime, crazy sexualized. I don't particularly like the way it looks, but it doesn't look bad. So, the final category and the second gameplay category of our reviews, the replayability.
Well,
will you play this game again? Did you play this game again?
well,
are there any reasons?
My first time playing through this game was my final Doki Doki. I'm not going to pick it up again.
Mm.
You'll never Doki Doki again?
That was my final Doki Doki.
Wow. That's unfortunate
what about that Galgun 2?
Isn't this
Don't
too?
fucking nominate it.
No, there is a Galgun 2.
So this is the sequel, but there's another one called Galgun 2.
This is the core answer.
It came
Oh my
out
God.
this year, so
Oh my God.
technically, I could have made that the vote.
I probably would have won.
Just so you know.
So Craig
Based
had
off this
mercy.
review, it's always going to win. If a Galgun gets nominated again, it's going to win.
Thankfully, we only have 2 more to go, and then it's done.
Oh, Jesus. Don't make...
Well, I have a whole other section of games.
I would much rather play Occupus Strip, honestly.
It's not Occupant Strip, but yeah.
Fighting and then removing clothes by beating people up. That sounds fun. This is not so much fun.
So I'll give replayability a... Oh, God. Well, if I'm being honest, 0 out of 10. Because I'm not going to play it again.
You're really going to give it a
But
0? Okay.
if this is the type of game that you're looking for, there are reasons to play the game again. Because beating it the first time, you unlock other modes that you can...
Different paths
you can take later. There's the 2 sisters. You can take either of them, or you could take both of them at the same time.
Yeah,
Right.
which is obviously...
There's
Here's
an
a
option to
question
do
for
that.
you, Cam. If you had the option from the start to pick either the angel or the demon along with the other 2, who would you have gone for?
The angel or the demon?
If those were an option from the beginning?
I don't know, because honestly, not one of these girls, including the angel or demon, look like they're of age. In fact, Shinobu looks like the oldest one of them all, including the angel and the demon. So,
I'd go with the demon.
The demon looks like
Everybody wants
a
fucking
punk
demon.
version of the younger sisters. What the demon looks like,
Kind of, yeah. She does
super
look-
small and
yeah.
young looking.
Yeah, she's a demon though. She's probably into the awesome stuff.
Just had some real
She'll probably
cakes.
doku my balls. Is what she'll do. I mean, I've been doing so much doku, and I feel like it's my turn to get doku. You know what I'm saying? Schweiss cam. It's just me, like spread eagle, holding my
You got some of that from
dick in my
Shinobu.
hands.
Schweiss wants that double piece.
Yeah, give me that. Give me that double piece.
I mean, you were getting some of that from Shinobu. So
Yeah, true. Yeah, you do get the double piece from the Shinobu at the end. There are
she
reasons
doesn't
to.
remember to either.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. So, what are you gonna give it though? What'd you say?
So if this is the type of game you are looking for, there are several replayability options, different difficulties. And
It's a short
different
game,
paths to
too.
take. It's a very short game, so replayability would probably be a 7. But my personal replayability is 0.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 7. Also, I did replay a couple parts. I was thinking about playing it through again because it was so short, but then I was like, I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2 in a month, and I really wanted to play that, and I've had games in my way forever, and I just said, you know what? Now's not the time for Galgun Double Peace, and so I deleted it, uninstalled it, and canceled my PlayStation Now membership, so I didn't get charged $30 for nothing, and said, not going to play Double Peace again, but there are plenty of reasons to play the game again. You get more story content, you get different routes, you get different boss fights, and honestly, the game's not that bad. It's kind of like a meh rail shooter. Like, I'd probably play it if I owned it, just every so often, just to kind of like dick around and do a rail shooter thing. I don't know. I feel like if I wanted to get into rail shooters, though, I've heard the Resident Evil ones are really good. They don't have Doku Doku mode, which is unfortunate.
Dead Space rail shooter.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's the Dead Space
Extraction.
one.
That was on Wii, and I think they ported it to PS3.
I would much rather Doku a fucking Necrofiend or whatever from there.
You want a Doki Doki, a Necrophage?
Yeah. It's just like on its hands and knees with its like necro asshole out, and you have to like fucking prod it with your Dead Space hand. And then when it does double piece, it's just and it's got like its 2 claws up in the air. Double claw. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's an all right game. It's not super fun. It was just something that I played because I had to play.
Right.
And if I had bought it, I might go back to try to get more of the trophies, but it's not worth buying at this point. So, and I did think about playing it a second time, and there are a bunch of reasons. So that's why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, just because there are replayability factors, and not every game is going to have those replayability options. I mean, a lot of games are really good games, but then when you play it, it's like that was everything.
Yep.
And this one, that's certainly not the case. For better or for worse, there's a lot of shit to do in Galgun Double Peace, so keep that in mind. And if you're a sick perv that wants Doki Doki some teenagers, this is the game for you. So, to recap the wonderful review of Galgun Double Peace, the scores we gave it: story, 6s across the board; gameplay, Cameron gave it a 5, I gave it a 6; sound and music, Cameron gave it an 8, I gave it a 7; visual, 7s across the board; replayability, 7s across the board, for a total score of 33 out of 50 for me, and a total score of 33 out of 50 for Cameron, which is a whopping 66 out of 100 for Galgun Double Peace. Let's see what the interwebs have this game on. Oh my God, Metacritic has it as a 64 out of 100. So we gave it a better score than everyone else, basically. So we got Famitsu with a 31 out of 40 and Destructoid with a 7.5 out of 10. So we're right in the middle of those two, bringing up the aggregate score to probably a 65
No.
I wish we were able to submit to Metacritic. I'm gonna have to look and see what like it takes, so we can start getting like it'll be like Destructoid, Famitsu, Nude Clan.
I mean, I'm sure we could get like a user review thing on there.
Yeah.
3.5 hogs out of 4. We'll have to come up with some douchey thing like Famitsu where it's 4 reviewers out of 10. It's 3 out of 10, so our perfect score is like a 30.
I mean, yeah, we could change it.
Yeah, I kind of like the out of 100 though. I think it's
Yeah, it
refreshing,
makes more sense. It's just percentages at that point.
Yeah, and it's almost the same thing anyway. Even if we make it out of 30, it's like just times it by 3.
Exactly.
And it's out of 100 now.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it'd be like out of 90.
Yeah. So, overall thoughts. The game is exactly what you think it's going to be.
I'm glad it only took 4 hours.
Yeah, she's a quick pleasure. I mean, 4 hours is a long-ass time if you think of it that way, but...
I mean, the game didn't have enough time to become repetitive, which is good.
Yeah, it really didn't. There are good qualities about the game, and if you're into, like, weird games just to, like, make you laugh, because it's like, wow, this is ridiculous, this one for about $5 is probably worth your time. It's worth your money. Because it is crazy and zany and short. Yeah, it's just a quickie, know?
It's yeah.
It's a quickie. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that's how my son was conceived. It's just a quickie. So sometimes quickies lead to great things. You don't always have to have a 40-hour sex session. Sometimes just a quick Doki Doki, and then you go to sleep, and then boom, life is created.
Inspiring.
You're welcome for that. But yeah, it's... If this is your if this is your thing, you should already have this game. Is basically what it is, because I don't know of that many games that are this fucking over the top sexualized in such a fashion. Like her getting stuck in the window, like that is shameless. That is like they're like, how can we make a mini game where you poke her ass a bunch and then you have to like swipe her booty, And that's how they did it. They're like, fuck it, she gets stuck in a window.
I mean, the game is, it's even later, and it's very shameless. This whole game is...
It is, yeah. There is no shame. And it's weird. It's not super funny either.
Galgun, double piece, no shame.
Yeah, the no shame edition. It's like comes with like a fucking statue of her stuck in the window. Centerpiece for any household table. Hold your tablecloth in and, make everyone question you.
No, you need 2 of them to be bookends.
Yeah. It's like her butt on one end and then like her coming out on the other side of the window on the other end.
No, I was just thinking of her, just 2 of her. Yeah.
Just 2 booties on either end of your fucking books. And then the little pointer just like hovering with a thin piece of wire connecting it to the butt. It's like going.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's probably the most ashamed I've ever felt playing a video game.
Yeah.
Because I don't really play things like this.
No, never.
The weirdest Japanesey thing I've ever played is probably We Love Katamari, and that game's just fun.
The game is pretty sweet.
You just roll shit up. I don't know if you've ever seen that game, Cameron, but like you start with a little ball that you roll around,
actually, yeah,
and you pick up items, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's fun. That's just genuine fun. This is just perviness and some okay gunplay, I guess, as far as the real shooter goes.
Yeah.
Did your roommate see you playing this at all, Cam?
Yeah. He wanted to take a turn, so
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I heard you Doki Doki. Can you tell me more about the Doki Doki mode?
I'll show you the final Doki Doki.
Yeah. It's just the cam cock. This thing is fucking zany, dude. And I feel like this is going to usher in an age of hate fucking each other as far as like nominating games that are evil. Doki Doki hate Doki Dokiing each other to the point where. But Craig says he's untouchable.
No more of these retribution nominations.
Just don't fuck me over, and then we won't have a problem.
See, the thing is if he would have not said anything, this would have never happened.
What are you talking about?
If he wouldn't have said, "Hey, I chose Alice because it looked like the one I wanted,"
No,
to play
he
the
would have still
least.
found. He would have still.
No, I would have
found a way
still
to
done it.
blame.
I still did it for Bounty Hunter.
What did you make him pay with that for, though?
Digimon.
Oh, well, fuck you! Don't drag me! Don't drag me into Cameron's punishments.
Well, I mean, it was for Joe too, but we all happened to. It was just the right time.
Every time Cameron makes you mad, I have to go down with him.
Yeah.
It's just the other end of the table.
You-
They're
you
all
just-
the bad guys, dude.
It's you're just in the splash zone.
Oh my god! It's just the shrapnel from the explosion.
The Doki Doki splash zone.
Yeah, the Doki Doki splash zone. Highway to the Doki Doki zone.
Doki Doki Zone. That should be a song.
Yeah. And that I laughed pretty hard. I guess I laughed at the Doki Doki mode. I was just like, wow. Just when I thought it was couldn't get any more shameless, Doki Doki mode, and then her butt in a window. It's like, this is new heights. This is a new height for ridiculousness in a video game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's probably worth like $5.
I don't think it's $5.
You don't think so?
I think it's still 30.
Oh. I thought you were saying you don't think it's worth $5.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played the game.
Yeah. You're
I
lucky.
mean, I'm sure it's worth $5. Most games are.
But yeah, other than that, I'd go buy an indie game instead.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. There's like no fucking reason to buy this game over like
Go buy
almost
Bastion.
Any other
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
go buy Bastion instead.
Bastion, man. Go fucking play Bastion. That's a wonderful game.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
can't wait for their next game. That Hades suite looked kind of like Bastion.
Yeah, there you go. So I think that's it for our review of Galgun Double Peace. You guys got anything else you want to add?
Nope.
There was that review from A4 Extreme. For
Oh, that's right.
Galgun.
That's
If you
right.
wanted to read that.
Second opinions, perhaps. He was a big fan of the Galgun Double Peace, and he likes to buy all of these games that make him uncomfortable just to laugh at, so he already knows. But here's his review. I know the guys said they wouldn't mind having other listeners review this game with him, UFF style. So I figured I'd make a thread since I just finished the game yesterday and want to get the ball rolling. Unfortunately, no one else replied to it, so he is the ball. Galgun Double Peace is the best horror game I've played this year. In it, a Cupid accidentally causes every girl in a 500-mile radius to see your dick as an all-you-can-eat buffet. You must protect your virginity by stopping the girls with your pheromone shot, which, as you know, is an ability all men have from birth, which is why the game never bothers explaining what the fuck a pheromone shot is, how it is produced, or how it works.
The angel gives you the gun that shoots the pheromone shots.
True. Yeah, true. The game distinguishes itself from all other rail shooters in a few different ways. It has plenty of secrets in the backgrounds of the stages to find that pertain to side missions. And instead of the enemy weak spot being primarily the head, Galgun Double Peace correctly distributes weak spots among the four anatomical, female. I almost said autonomous because I'm like near automata, like I'm just auto. The four anatomical female food groups: head, chest, waist, and the good stuff, aka everything below the waist. It's not a simple matter of getting headshots. It's a game of running your cursor over every bloodthirsty target and reacting accordingly when a weak spot is shown. The zoom function allows you to get a clearer shot on faraway targets and to see through certain objects like trees or schoolgirl uniforms. It creates an interesting dynamic in that it helps you find hidden objects for side objectives, but also greatly reduces your view of the entire play area where most girls can be waiting to drain your HP. A much less interesting gameplay function is Doki Doki mode, which the game barely explains. I got my first tutorial for it at the literal end of the game, right before a mandatory instance of it. As far as I can tell, it's there to provide fan service and to fuck up your stats. Did I mention there are stats in this game? There really only seem to be there as a gatekeeper for picking certain choices during dialogue scenes, which is annoying. Story-wise, the game is a typical anime fare, which is to say it's vapid garbage. The romantic interests already clearly love you before the climax of the story and hint at wanting to delude things such as holding hands. The closest thing this game has to a main antagonist, the devil girl Kuroko, is foiled 2 stages or so before the end. You're not playing this for the story. You're playing it for the visuals, which look fine enough. As far as anime girls go, they are all aesthetically pleasing enough, even though they're clearly the same cookie-cutter model with different hair, eye color, and outfits supplied. Sound-wise, the game is fine. The music is inoffensive. And since this game is basically a visual novel in disguise, it plays the same 6 songs. So I was humming the main theme from memory by the time I got to the credits. The voice acting is unintelligible. If there weren't subtitles, I don't think I would have been able to understand it. It barely sounded like English. I beat the entire game in a single sitting. Was it worth it? I would take the time to tell you if it was, but I must hurry to meet with my divorce lawyer. Then I'm mandated to introduce myself to the entire neighborhood and tell him why I'm not allowed to have my lights on during Halloween anymore. End of review.
Jesus.
Yes.
It seemed to capture the spirit of your guys' review very well.
Kinda, yeah. I wonder if his score would have been lower than ours, though. Shit. So, thank you guys for joining us for this review of Galgun Double Peace. I am ready to peace out, I guess. But thank you for another great year. By the way, Hogib, get on there. Get shit logged. We have 2 more days.
Have until midnight Greenwich Mean Time on the 31st to enter that in. And the devs have asked the next day, kind of wait till about noon on the 1st to log your stuff, just in case things go wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, so give them a little bit of time. Cameron, you're going to have some end-of-year stats, I assume. I want most listened to CD, most watched movie, the number 1 consumed media in each category would be nice from them, or you, if you've been given access.
Yep.
Most played game, all of that. So we'll have some great end-of-year stats, I'm sure, to share with you guys. We're going to be doing the Nude Clan Awards. We're going to have a best-of episode. Please stay tuned for all of that, and get excited for a new year of Nude Clan. I think we're going to get a new logo, which is sad because I fucking love this logo so much, but each season, got to have a new one. But stay tuned and look forward to another great year at Nude Clan. Until then, though,
enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Yeah!